are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Get home safe, guys. Peace.
Welcome to the Geekcentric podcast, and welcome to our special Behind the Geeks episode for Marvel Television's Ironheart. My name is Nate, and if you're joining us for the first time, well, we are Geekcentric, a podcast celebrating the world of movies, TV shows, games, and all things geekcentric. Today, I'm stoked to share that we got to have a quick chat with two incredibly talented individuals behind Marvel Television's Ironheart. We spoke with head writer and executive producer Chinaka Hodge, whose name you might recognize in the credits for series like Snowpiercer, or even there was like a short-lived Steven Spielberg produced series, Amazing Stories, that Chinaka was a part of. And alongside her, we spoke with Ryan Coogler, who is having a career run right now with Sinners, one of my favorite movies of the year, one of the best movies of the summer. I know it's kind of just at the beginning of summer, but it is such a fantastic film. Definitely go see it if you haven't already. But, you know, he's also the director behind the Creed films. And of course, for you MCU super fans out there, of course, you know him as the director and creative voice of Marvel Studios' Black Panther and Marvel Studios' Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. What an incredible opportunity it was to speak to these two lovely people, and shout out to all the wonderful folks at Disney who made it happen. We're always so grateful for these conversations with the people who make the stuff we love, and someone like Ryan Coogler has, you know, very quickly in his career in directing he's become a part of all of our director conversation bucket lists here at Geekcentric, I think I can say. So again, we're very fortunate for the time that we had to speak with these two, and this brief chat about this new series and some insights into the creative direction for Riri Williams, as well as a little bit of insight into working within the world of the MCU. What is that like creatively, and you know, how does that work during the production of this series? Now, speaking of this series, the first 3 episodes have been out on Disney Plus, and the final 3 episodes are out tomorrow, if you're listening to this on the time that it's released, or maybe you're listening to it after and you need to watch them right now. Trust me, you're going to want to watch these final 3 episodes before going on any social media at all. I just trust me on that, okay? Please. Now, if you want to see this interview and my smiling, goofy face, you can do so over on YouTube at youtube.com/geekcentric. Be sure to subscribe there as well. You can also catch us on our socials at GeekcentricYT on Twitter, or We Are Geekcentric on Instagram and TikTok, where you can stay up to date in the moment and see what we're getting up to. Like, we've got some pretty cool stuff coming really soon with the director of Heads of State, Ilya Naishuller. Justin spoke to him in New York in a one-on-one conversation that you are not going to want to miss. It was a lot of fun. And we also are going to have some social clips from the red carpet of that premiere. And it might include a brief conversation with WWE legend and just overall stand-up individual, the immensely talented and incredibly kind-hearted John Cena. Again, keep an eye on our socials. Those clips are coming soon. I promise John Cena is actually in them. It's not just a floating microphone. And we've got a lot more happening in July as the Hot Geek summer gets even hotter with coverage for Foundation Season 3, Jurassic World Rebirth, Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps, and of course, James Gunn's Superman. So if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on all the things, subscribe on all the things. We would be so stoked to have you join us along the way. We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. But with all that out of the way, please enjoy our interview with Chinaka Hodge and Ryan Coogler. Hey, Chinaka and Ryan, my name's Nate. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me on the Geekcentric podcast. How are you both doing today?
Thanks for having us. I'm doing great.
Good. I'm stoked to talk to both of you. Congratulations to both of you on this series. There are some really, really exciting moments that, as an MCU fan, my mind was just on the walls. It was blown for sure. Shanaka, I wanted to start with you and ask you about bringing Riri Williams forward after she was introduced in the MCU in Wakanda Forever. What's that been like working with a character that's already been introduced, but now you get to shine your own spotlight on her?
One of the best challenges of this was it wasn't a continuation of the story and it wasn't an origin story. It was its own very special, very Marvel way of doing things. And I loved being able to create a world in and around Riri that situated us well there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool to sort of get to see her. We get to see her a little bit at MAT and then also in her home. And Ryan, I have to kind of jump in with you and say I'd be remiss not to mention one of the best movies of the year, of the summer, Sinners. I absolutely
Right on.
loved it.
Appreciate
And
it.
I wanted to kind of ask you on like the creative side of things, bringing it back to the MCU, after your time shaping stories in the MCU, like Black Panther and now here with Ironheart, how does your approach to creative freedom and storytelling shift when you're building something from the ground up versus working within the MCU?
Such a great question, man. I mean, when you work in the MCU, generally you adapting things. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
like it's an adaptation. Which I have experience with. Because all my first professional jobs were like types of adaptations. You know, with Fruitville, I was bringing a true story to life through film language with the Creed franchise. I was working with characters that that existed in cinematic history before, I'm actually like more in rhythm, with what I've been up to when I'm working in the MCU, and you also have like a lot of support, you got executives there who can get you any piece of publishing that existed, with any character that you're interested in, and Shanaka is real, skilled there, having worked in television for some time, and like a lot, Chinaka, you got a lot of experience with that and adaptations.
I mean,
I think about
before
it.
coming to this, I worked with Canada's own Graham Manson on the Snowpiercer series, which was an adaptation. The majority of what I do is taking either books or novels, some short form, and bringing it to life. So I think this was really fun because so many fans know the work already. Most of the time with an adaptation, you're trying to take what works and sell it to the audience. And in this case, you're trying to not mess up what works and
Yeah,
give the audience better.
different kind of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That totally makes sense.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I love how this story, Riri's story, is all about heart and brains and building your own path. And as creatives, for both of you, for each of you, if you could go back and give your younger self one tool, whether that be a piece of advice or even a piece of tech that you get to use in your creative daily lives now, what would that be? And Shanaka, I'd love to start with yourself.
Well, thanks for starting with me. I don't know if you know this about me or not, but my partner is a quarterback in the CFL, and so I worked on Ironheart from Toronto, and I ran
Oh,
the
awesome.
room from a small closet in a in a house in Etobicoke. And so if I had any invention, I would just make a slightly larger writing room, because I think with the closet we got so much out of it. But I imagine like, what if we had a full size room?
I love that. I love that. Ryan, how about for yourself?
it would be like a internet blocker
Mm.
Okay.
that worked like real deftly. Um, because like this creating in the age of the information age is tough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to navigate that. Um,
S- Something to shut out the noise for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a positive self-talk machine, which is kind of what Natalie is to
Oh,
Riri in the show, but like
Oh yeah, you could have your own AI.
yeah, like someone that will like gas me every day and be like, actually fall back, sis. I think I need that as well.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. Cool. Some Wakandan tech maybe thrown in the mix. Listen, both of you, thank you again so much for your time. I'm so excited to see where Riri goes from here, and just so excited for fans to see some of the, again, mind-blowing things that are happening in this show. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. Cheers.